The Halloween House, written by Elizabeth Massey, illustrated by Felicia Cano. The night was cloudless, windy, brisk, with leaves a-tumbling in the cold. Stars hung heavy in the sky, above bare trees so dark and old. Boys and girls in costumes skipped down sidewalks with each other. They giggled, laughed, shouted, and cheered with friends and sisters and brothers. Up to houses lit with candles, set in pumpkins smiling wide. Up to front doors, cobweb covered, where sweet treats waited inside. Mary, Luca, and their dad were new to the neighborhood. They lived in a big apartment next to where a pet store stood. When the moon rose high in the sky, Mary put her costume on. She dressed like a superhero that she called the Mighty Swan. Luca, on the other hand, dressed like a spotted hound, with long ears and a longer tail and a collar that he'd found. Out they went onto the sidewalk, out with Dad so close behind, out to get some yummy treats and meet new friends they hoped to find. On to lots of houses, hurry! Popcorn, chocolate, lemon stick. Nice to meet you. See you later. Lots of treats and not one trick. Other children swarmed around them, wrapped in rags and Roman robes, dressed like monkeys, matching mice, and one with giant earlobes. "Hi," one boy said. "My name's Richard. I live in that white house there. And these are my little sisters, Carol, Cindy Lou, and Claire." Richard asked, "Have you guys seen that big old house way down the street? It's the creepy Halloween house, and that's no place to get a treat." "Halloween house?" Luca asked him. "Halloween house," repeated Mary. "Don't go there," said Richard, winking. "It is really, really, really scary." Mary, Luca, and their dad had never been to the street's end. They thought about what Richard had said. Should they believe their brand new friend? Mary said, "Let's go there, Dad." And Luca said, "It sounds like fun." But Dad said, "Your bags are full. I think your trick-or-treating's done." "Please," said Mary. "Please," said Luca. So Dad grinned and said, "Okay." Down the street they went, excited, as dark shadows led the way. Halloween House stood on a hillside, jack-o'-lanterns by the door. It looked disturbing, dim and craggy, like a place from ancient lore. Squealy squeal, the gate unlatched. Dad jumped at the spooky sound. Mary and Luca laughed and ran, Mighty Swan and Spotted Hound. Through the dark trees, gnarled and bent, up the pathway and roundabout. Something tugged on Luca's sweatshirt. Scared now, he began to shout. "What has got me?" Luca shrieked. "I don't really want to see." "It's just a tree branch," Mary giggled. "Hold still while I set you free." "Oh," said Luca, "that's so silly. But don't think that stick scared me. I'm a brave hound, strong and smart. I'm not worried about a tree." Up the pathway, climbing still, now Mary stumbled back in fear, yelling, "There's a ghost before us! Help me! Make it disappear!" "Ha!" said Luca. "Look again. It's nothing. You will not get hurt. That's no ghost or creepy creature. It's a big, old, floppy shirt." All of them had reached the porch when Dad ducked down and grabbed his hat. Something's fluttering all around. I think that it's a vampire bat. Dad, the two kids said together, it's not a bat. Look, see right there? It's only leaves, just dried old leaves, flying on the windy air. On the porch the family stepped, creaking boards beneath their feet. Here's the Halloween house, said Mary. Hope they give us something sweet. Hey, don't tickle, Luca laughed. I'm not tickling, Mary said. You're not? Asked Luca. Then he gasped. Ick! There's a cobweb on my head. Knock, knock, knock upon the door. A pause, and then it opened wide. There a spooky woman stood, with a black cat by her side. Mary and Luca stared, uncertain. They were much too scared to speak. The woman leaned in close to them. Is it tasty treats you seek? Then she pulled her mask away and gave the kids a great big smile. Don't be frightened, said the woman. I'm not a monster. It's not my style. Have you met Richard? Asked the woman. He's my grandson. What a tease. Have some candy. Here, take plenty. Luca and Mary said, Oh, yes, please. All the kids along our street come here after school each day. We have cookies, milk, and fruit. Then in my yard they like to play. You're most welcome to come join them. Richard's grandma smiled and said. Luca and Mary happily thanked her, then skipped home and went to bed.